my name is Gabriella and I'm in charge of the environment. This is the first iteration of the room, just to get an idea of what the layout would be. On the floor, there are blue teleport pads that the player can use to easily move around and see what they're supposed to be looking at. The red objects are examples of things that would be interactable to the user that could be part of the puzzles or just something decorative. And the dark gray pieces are furniture or just large parts of the environment that aren't meant to be moved manually by the player. Next, there is the same room, but with the objects, furniture, and teleport pads all replaced by actual objects that could be used in the room. And finally, here's an idea of what the actual room could look like with all of the same general objects implemented.
Hi everyone, my name is JV and I was in charge of the circuit puzzle. So as you can see, we are stuck here in a graveyard with nothing but 3 pumpkins on a coffin and some floating text. Now the text is backwards, so unless you can read backwards, you have to go around the coffin to read it. So then we're going to squeeze around. Ignore the awkward movements. I have a small room, so I couldn't get the guardian to match the room. Trick or treat, we want something sweet to eat. Right likes red 40, left likes orange. Give the worst candy to the guy in the middle, or you'll be stuck here without diddle. So then if we walk back around to the coffin, we can see that there are now candies on the ground. And so then the middle guy likes the worst candy. So we're going to give him the candy corn, pick it up, put it in his mouth, and oh look, a candle spawned. That must mean we did something right. And we turn around, we see the gates have opened up a little bit. So then, if we remember the text on the screen, it said that right likes red 40. So we're going to take the red candy and bring it over to the pumpkin, put it in his mouth. A candle didn't spawn, but we'll try the other candy still. So we take the orange candy and we put it in the leftmost pumpkin's mouth. And nothing happened. You have to remember that the text was flipped. So that means right likes red 40 really means left likes red 40. So then we take the red candy, we put it in this one's mouth. A candle spawned, again, meaning we did the right thing. We take the orange candy, put it in his mouth, and another candle spawns. If you turn around, you'll see that the gate's open, and then you can leave onto the next part of the escape room.
Hello, my name is Anthony, and I was in charge of a cipher puzzle. And so for my seat, I tried to create a sort of Caesar cipher type of puzzle slash riddle. So when you start in the room, you're left with this clipboard, a statue, and then a book on the other table. And the clipboard kind of gives a hint of what you should do next, or at least what you should be looking at to find the next step. And by putting the statue close enough to the clipboard, it reveals the shift, because the letters that are kind of scrambled are in a Caesar cipher. So that shift was plus 18. I will likely change that to be a value between only 1 and 5. But essentially, the letters that are on the clipboard are 18 ahead of the actual letters. So what the actual cipher was said was Caesar reads a book. So when you grab the book and you point Caesar's face to the book, the key is revealed. And on the actual clipboard, it tells you what the solution was.
So this is just a little demonstration of what I have as far as my prototype. Uh, so there I am in the scene, fire hydrants, fire trucks, apples, warning signs. Hope you like reading books. All of them, all of the above mentioned are red, and the color is in red. So that's supposed to cause the user to go and read. Look at the bookshelves and try to find the interactable book. As you see, this bookshelf looks different than all the rest. So it kind of, it's a, not giveaway, but kind of lets the user know, hey, this is where you should be peeking at. And I'm able to interact. I'm in a bad spot right now on my PC. But I'm not able to reach over and interact with it. Here we go. I can interact with the book. Upon interacting with the book, these lights over here are supposed to be dimmed, and when you interact with the book, the lights turn on. Obviously, that functionality is not here yet. And then you see the globe that's spinning, and it has the numbers 1 through 6 on it for each continent. And if you saw over here, upon moving the book, a 6-headed dice, a die is displayed and the number is 6. So when you go over here, if you see where 6 is, well, you come over here, you see another die that has the number 6 on it, and ultimately the number 6 points to uh, the continent of Europe, and ultimately you're supposed to, the last thing that I wanted to instantiate is that you enter in like I'll have a laptop somewhere on one of these desks, and you enter in the term, you enter in Europe, and when you enter Europe in, it unlocks the passcode and you finish this puzzle. It doesn't have all the functionality, but that's what I have so far. Thank you. Um,
Hi, I'm Chris, and I was in charge of creating a shadow puzzle. So for my seed, I created a puzzle that involves identifying 3 silhouettes and then placing their corresponding objects in a certain location. So in this scene, the location is the chest. So the book at the beginning guides the player towards the chest, and then the UV flashlight at the first table is used to illuminate the silhouettes in the chest, and without it, they wouldn't appear. And once you pick it up, it turns on, and when you place it, it turns off. And as the player places each item in the chest, the corresponding silhouette disappears, and then once all 3 items have been placed in the chest, a key appears.